Yo, what's good people? Welcome back to the video. Creating a unique melody sometimes can be hard to achieve, and we all know that a good melody can take your production to the next level. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a unique melody for your gospel production. So guys, let's dive in and get started. What I'm going to do right now is just to play it. Alright, so let's take a listen. I'm just gonna mute this one right now. At the end of the video, you guys will listen to the entire beat. All right, I'm gonna play the entire beat, but right now let's begin with this one. All right, so we're just gonna begin with this simple chord. All right, stay with me. I'm sure you're going to learn some new tips and tricks as well. All right, so let's get into it. Let's take a listen. So guys, literally, the idea is to play this simple chord, all right, as we begin to add to it and build on it. So what I'm going to do right now is to add this one to support it, all right. So let's take a listen. So as you can see, it literally just to play the basic chord, all right, very simple and straightforward. All right, so what I'm going to do next now is to support it with this guy. All right, remember what we are creating actually is gospel beat. All right, but you just have to be creative. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is to play this one. All right, just to duplicate what we have here, you know, I copied this one, you know, just like this, right click and copy. All right, so that's what I have here, right click and paste. All right, so literally that's what I did here, but I'm still going to show you guys the instrument that I used. All right, I'm going to show you guys the instrument that I used for this beat, but let's take a listen. All right, you know, just to have that atmospheric vibe. All right, very simple and straightforward. Literally that's that. All right, so by the time I enable 3 of them or before that, let's quickly take a listen to this one. All right, so let's take a listen again, this one. You know, awesome. Literally, as you can see, I just duplicate what I have to the next chord progression. I just duplicate. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is just to enable 3 of them. Let's take a listen. You know, very simple and straightforward. All right, so guys, very simple and straightforward. All you need to do is just to be creative. Okay, so having said that, let's enable this one. All right, so let's take a listen to this one. Remember the same chord progression, just to duplicate. All right, so let's take a listen. Okay, we've listened to this one. Let's go to this guy. Let's take a listen. Just the basic chord, all right? Awesome. Awesome. Just to play the root notes, okay? So having said that, let's proceed to this one. Then in the beginning, we have this one, just a little bit shaker, you know? And then what I did is just to replicate it here. This one, I don't need this one, you know? The first notes. And then we have the same thing. What I did actually is just to copy what we have here. So just like this. Like this one, like this. I just, you know, just copy and put it. That's what I did actually. Okay. So actually what we have here and here is the same thing I put here. All right. Just before the song commences. Okay. You know, just to have that vibe before we get to the song, before the main song. And we have this one as well. You know, this is the drum. This is the kick. All right. All right, literally that's that. I processed this one with my second device. Now I'm just going to show you guys the instrument that I use for this one. Okay, stay with me. The instrument for this one, I'm just going to open my channel rack and then Omnisphere. All right, I use Omnisphere. And then you want to under guitars, you want to pick classic nylon guitar. You know, I'm sure that plugin is very powerful. And then the instrument for this one, so let's come here again. Let me just reduce this one a little bit somewhere here. All right, we have this one. It's a very powerful plugin. Okay, try as much as possible to get one of these plugins. It's a very powerful one. All right, and then the instrument for this one, of course, Omnisphere, but this time around we are using pad and strings. Okay, and then from the presets you want to pick this one. It's a very powerful plugin. And then the instrument for this one is still the same thing. Then I use under pad and strings, I use this one. Okay, it's a very powerful one. And then the instrument for this one as well, the same instrument. And then, you know, under pads and strings, you want to pick this one. Okay, it's a very powerful one as well. So try as much as possible to get it. And then for the bass, this one, I used this plugin, Boom Bass. All right, it's a very powerful plugin. And then from the presets, okay, I use a journey in this one, a journey in bass and more. All right, just come here and pick any of your choice. We have a lot of presets in the list, but I love this one. Okay, so having said that, and by the time you enable 3 of them, and then we have this guy as well, you know, that's vibes. And then we have this one. All right, just a drop. And then we have this one. And then I think I have this one as well. You know, just to create a vibes to it. All right, just the basic chord. All right, so what I did actually is just to copy and duplicate. All right, so the most important thing is that you just have to be creative. All right, what I did actually is just to start with this melody. You know, I play it on the piano. All right, on my keyboard. All right, and after that, then I started building it gradually. All right, and before you know it, everything becomes one. Okay, so literally that's how you produce gospel beat from scratch. Very simple and straightforward. Now, as you can see it, by the time you now enable all of them, take for instance, you know, it is very important that you are creative. All right, as long as gospel beat is concerned, it is important that you are creative. Sometimes you can hear a melody, just implement it. All right, and sometimes you can just start with the kick, the drums. But sometimes I love to start with the melody. Then after that, I start to build it a little bit, and before you know it, it becomes one. All right. So literally, that's it. Very simple and straightforward. So guys, so what I'm going to do right now is just to play the entire beat so that you take a listen and then let me know what you guys think about it. So I'm just going to mute all of them while I enable the master version, which is this one. All right. This one has been processed a little bit so that at least you guys can hear something. All right. So let's take a listen from the beginning to the end. You've listened to it, you've heard it, very straightforward. Now what I'm going to do right now is just to share with you guys. I'm going to mute this one while I enable the rest of it to share with you guys how I process it in my mixer. All right, let's add this one to it. Now if you look at my mixer, I'm just going to enable all the plugins. All right, I'm going to enable all the plugins. Awesome. So awesome. Now as you can see it right now everything is processed. Okay, so what I did right now, like this one, this is the strings, you know, I pan it a little bit, like 19%, and the string goes to the master. All right, there's a reason for that. Now the strings goes to the master, and if you look at the kick has been processed a little bit, and then this is the kick, this is the drums. All right, so they are together, but I just named this as the kick as separated from the drums. All right, there's a reason for that. This is the toms, the drums, the hi-hat, and all of them has been processed in one bus. All right, and this is the kick. So what I'm gonna do right now, let me show you guys what I did actually. This is the bass, everything here is for the bass. Everything here is for the bass. Now this is the first bass, second, third. Now I'm just gonna, let's go to the bass. I want to show you guys something. Yeah. Now look at what happens. Look at what happens. As you can see it, so you can see the wave and the preview. Now each time the bass click, each time the kick punch, it duck down the bass a little bit so that it can shine. All right. So this one is going to be another tutorial on itself. All right, which I'm going to walk you guys through how I process this one. I don't want the tutorial to be too long. All right, but just to share with you how I process it on the mixer. All right, so I'm going to create another tutorial explaining in details how I mix it. All right, so that is going to be for another tutorial. Stay with me. But of course you can see how I arranged everything in the mixer. And then as you can see, this one, everything, like all of them goes to this guy. All of them goes to this guy except this one, and there's a reason for that. Only this one goes to the master, but all of them goes to this guy submix. Can you see that? I just name it as submix, and the reasons for this is that so that I can gain stage a little bit. All right, so I remove by like -12 dB. All right, so because I don't want it to be too loud, then everything runs to this guy while this one now goes to the master. All right, and as you can see, I still had another one. I removed like -4 dB. All right, and then I added this guy to make it heavy, and this is what I used to measure the loudness. All right, this is what I used to measure the loudness. Now the idea for this is I process it this way in such that so that by the time I want to master it, I can always bring back the volume, the loudness. All right, so you want to make sure that when you are making your beats or whatever, if it is your beat or your vocal, make sure that it's not too loud. All right, do a proper mix. Okay, so when you are now done mixing, you cannot render it. All right, so haven't you render it, then you now want to master it. So it's mastering that you want to bring the entire volume up. Okay, so that's why you see that I gain stage a lot. All right, so by the time I play everything now, for instance, you realize that it's quite healthy in the sense that it's not too loud. All right, and then I make sure that all the elements, all the instruments that I want to hear, everything is properly mixed. All right, and everything is properly panned. All right, so let's take a listen a little bit. So you realize that it's just around that -6 dB. All right, so I'm having a good mix right now. So by the time I now bring it to the master, by the time I render it, I master it, I can bring all the volume. All right, of course you can see the master here. You see how loud this is, the master. You see how loud it is. All right, and of course this is just for this tutorial. Sometimes this may be too loud. All right, and sometimes I may even go beyond this to be very loud. Okay, but I just want to leave it like this for the sake of this tutorial, and I hope that this video is helpful. Okay, I'm going to create a tutorial. All right, I'm going to teach you guys step by step how I process the entire mixing. Okay, this is just a rough intro. All right, so I'm going to create another tutorial explaining in details how I mix the entire beat. If you're new to this page, be sure to subscribe, and until the next one, stay creative.